Hey, Celtics Nation. We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Boston Celtics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll always stay up to date and never miss out on any exclusive news. The Boston Celtics off-season rumor mill has been spinning wildly, and the latest whispers from the basketball grapevine are impossible to ignore. Word on the street suggests that NIKOLA VUCEVIC, the seasoned center with an uncanny ability to stretch the floor and command the paint, could be donning the green and white in the upcoming NBA season. While no official announcement has landed yet, sources close to team management hint at discussions that have been progressing steadily behind closed doors, and the Celtics appear determined to reinforce their front line after a season that, despite its successes, exposed gaps in interior scoring and defensive consistency. VUCEVIC, known for his scoring versatility and veteran poise, could provide a much-needed stabilizing presence alongside the likes of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Speculation is mounting on how his unique skill set would integrate with Boston's current offensive schemes, which emphasize pace, floor spacing, and multifaceted scoring. Analysts are already envisioning pick-and-pop scenarios, high-post touches, and the possibility of the Celtics having a more formidable presence against elite Eastern Conference big men. Fans on social media are buzzing with excitement, drawing comparisons to previous Celtics acquisitions that reshape team dynamics almost instantly. Reports suggest that NIKOLA VUCEVIC's potential move to Boston is not merely a transactional addition, but rather a strategic pivot aimed at bolstering the Celtics' chances of claiming another championship. Historically, the Celtics have been aggressive in securing veteran talent to complement their emerging stars, and VUCEVIC's arrival could signal a similar intent this offseason. His proficiency from beyond the arc, combined with the ability to operate in the low post, presents a dual threat that could destabilize opposing defenses in ways that have been previously challenging for the Celtics. Conversations surrounding the deal emphasize the importance of chemistry, as integrating a player of VUCEVIC's caliber requires both tactical alignment and locker room cohesion. Analysts speculate on whether his presence might shift Jaylen Brown's role slightly or open more space for Tatum to exploit mismatches. While exact financials and trade details remain under wraps, insiders hint that the Celtics are prepared to make bold moves to secure his services, possibly reshaping their roster configuration. The rumor alone has fueled endless debates on podcasts, sports shows, and fan forums, with supporters imagining how Boston could evolve into a team that combines youthful athleticism with veteran savvy, creating a more balanced and unpredictable roster for playoff contention. The buzz surrounding VUCEVIC joining the Celtics has intensified as whispers from league insiders suggest that discussions are not just preliminary, but in advanced stages. While some skeptics question whether he would fit seamlessly into Boston's fast-paced system, proponents argue that his basketball IQ and adaptability make him a perfect candidate to thrive in such an environment. Over the years, VUCEVIC has shown an ability to adjust his game to complement various teammates, and his time in Chicago demonstrated resilience and a capacity to lead in high-pressure scenarios. If the rumor materializes into a concrete signing, the Celtics could benefit from an expanded offensive arsenal, including consistent mid-range shooting, reliable pick-and-pop option, and the ability to draw double teams away from the perimeter, thereby freeing up Tatum and Brown for open looks. Moreover, defensive strategies could shift with VUCEVIC patrolling the paint, offering rim protection while maintaining positional awareness against elite scorers. Fans have already started envisioning scenarios where Boston, equipped with VUCEVIC's skill set, could dominate second-chance opportunities and neutralize traditional big men in the Eastern Conference, sparking renewed optimism about the Celtics' championship trajectory in an ever-competitive NBA landscape. Insider chatter indicates that NIKOLA VUCEVIC's potential addition to the Celtics is generating ripples beyond Boston, with other Eastern Conference contenders closely monitoring the situation. The prospect of pairing a seasoned center with a duo like Tatum and Brown creates a multifaceted offensive and defensive dynamic that could force rival coaches to rethink their game plans. VUCEVIC's ability to stretch the floor with consistent three-point shooting adds a dimension previously underutilized in Boston's playbook, making pick-and-roll actions and perimeter spacing significantly more threatening. Equally important is the veteran presence he brings to a roster that blends youth and experience, providing mentorship to emerging talents and stability in high-stakes playoff moments. Rumors suggest that internal team discussions have been focusing on how to maximize his efficiency without disrupting existing chemistry, emphasizing the need for careful rotational planning. Analysts are speculating about lineups, minutes distribution, and the tactical advantages of having VUCEVIC alternate between high post and perimeter responsibilities. While the deal remains unconfirmed, the growing chatter underscores the Celtics' desire to reinforce strategic positions, and fans are increasingly vocal online, expressing excitement over the possibility of a roster that could combine athleticism, shooting, and savvy in ways that have long eluded the franchise in recent seasons. Sources close to the Celtics hint that NIKOLA VUCEVIC's arrival could signify more than just a short-term roster tweak. It may represent a deliberate push toward championship recalibration. The franchise has been seeking a piece that not only contributes statistically, but also elevates the team's overall versatility, and VUCEVIC seems to fit that profile seamlessly. His capacity to create scoring opportunities from multiple areas on the court complements Boston's pace-and-space philosophy, and his veteran experience could provide guidance during critical playoff stretches, particularly in managing high-pressure situations against elite opponents. Rumors also suggest that negotiations have involved discussions about long-term role integration, signaling that Boston views this potential acquisition as a strategic investment rather than a mere temporary fix. Fans are already debating how his addition could affect defensive rotations, pick-and-roll coverage, and rebounding dynamics, creating a wave of anticipation across social media platforms. Analysts emphasize that while the Celtics possess emerging stars with high ceilings, incorporating a reliable, adaptable center like VUCEVIC could be the missing element in their championship puzzle. The rumor alone has sparked intense speculation, and if it materializes, the Celtics may have successfully reinforced both their tactical depth and their aspirational trajectory toward becoming a dominant Eastern Conference powerhouse. While official confirmations are pending, the chatter surrounding NIKOLA VUCEVIC's potential Celtics signing continues to escalate, creating a narrative that captures both intrigue and optimism. Observers note that if the deal proceeds, Boston would not only gain a highly skilled big man, but also send a clear message about the organization's commitment to contending at the highest level. VUCEVIC's style of play, characterized by efficient scoring, court vision, and defensive awareness, aligns with the Celtics' evolving identity, making the rumor all the more tantalizing for fans and analysts alike. Social media has erupted with speculation, with comparisons to previous roster reinforcements that transformed Boston into a formidable playoff contender, emphasizing how impactful such an addition could be. The potential signing also triggers discussion about matchups against other Eastern Conference powerhouses, as VUCEVIC's presence could alter defensive schemes and force opponents to adjust offensive strategies. While the Celtics have historically relied on a combination of youth, athleticism, and coaching ingenuity, adding a seasoned center of VUCEVIC's caliber could represent a calculated shift toward experience-driven precision. The rumor, still unconfirmed but heavily circulated, has already sparked debate, anticipation, and strategic analysis, signaling that if realized, Boston may be on the verge of a transformative roster development that fans have been eagerly awaiting for seasons. The Celtics fan base has entered full-on speculation mode, and the energy online feels electric. Every post, every comment section, and every sports podcast seems to orbit around one question: what would Boston look like with NIKOLA VUCEVIC anchor in the paint? Some fans are calling it the missing puzzle piece, arguing that VUCEVIC's blend of finesse and physicality could finally unlock the full potential of this Celtics roster. Others, more skeptical, worry that his defensive pace might clash with Boston's switch-heavy system. But that's the beauty of NBA rumors. They invite imagination. One viral tweet compared this potential move to the acquisition of Al Horford years ago, noting how Boston thrives when pairing its wings with a cerebral, passing big man. For younger fans, This feels like a promise of evolution. For longtime supporters, it feels like déjà vu. The excitement isn't just about the signing itself. It's about what it represents, a team refusing to stand still. Every little whisper from insiders only fuels the frenzy further, and Celtics Nation seems ready to believe that if this deal becomes real, it could redefine not just the rotation, but the entire tone of the upcoming season. Behind closed doors, according to whispers from training staff and insiders close to the organization, conversations are becoming increasingly focused on the chemistry factor. Integrating a star like VUCEVIC into a system already built around the synergy between Tatum, Brown, and Holiday isn't a simple plug-and-play move. It's a recalibration. Brad Stevens reportedly values not just numbers, but intangibles, leadership, communication, selflessness. And VUCEVIC, by reputation, embodies all of those. People who've played with him describe him as the ultimate professional, disciplined, calm, and efficient. That's why this rumor resonates on such a deep level. It fits the Celtics' ethos. The franchise has always admired players who think the game, who adapt, who elevate those around them. If the front office really pulls this off, they wouldn't just be signing a big man. They'd be securing a cultural fit. Analysts predict that Boston could become more unpredictable on offense, more balanced defensively, and possibly even more dangerous in late-game situations. Inside sources tease that the locker room energy around this rumor is positive, almost expectant, as if players themselves sense something special might be unfolding quietly, right beneath the surface. As the rumor grows louder, opposing fan bases have started to take notice, and the reactions are as diverse as they are passionate. Knicks fans mock the Celtics for shopping for centers again, while Bulls supporters are torn, some wishing VUCEVIC the best if he moves, others lamenting the potential loss of one of their few consistent scorers. On talk shows, former players are chiming in, comparing the Celtics' rumored pursuit to the kind of bold, veteran-centered moves that championship-caliber teams always seem to make at just the right moment. It's almost cinematic, a franchise steeped in history, looking to reclaim glory by blending youth with wisdom. Every move Boston makes now carries weight. Every rumor feels symbolic. For Celtics fans, this isn't just another off-season story. It's a glimpse into a strategy. Even without confirmation, people are already imagining how VUCEVIC's footwork could complement Tatum's isolation game, or how his passing from the post could generate new offensive layers. Rival analysts are beginning to sound uneasy, acknowledging that if this becomes reality, the Celtics might finally have achieved the roster balance that makes them nearly impossible to scheme against in 7-game playoff wars. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. There's also a deeper narrative bubbling underneath this rumor, one that goes beyond basketball mechanics. For years, the Celtics have hovered between brilliance and heartbreak, consistently great, but just shy of being legendary. Bringing in NIKOLA VUCEVIC, even at this late stage of his career, would symbolize something bigger: maturity. A team learning from its scars, evolving from promise to pragmatism. Fans are talking about legacy again, about Banner 18, about the echoes of greatness that have always haunted TD Garden. You can almost hear the nostalgia mixing with modern ambition. Sports writers are calling it the Celtics' quiet revolution, a move that doesn't rely on flash, but on fit, on basketball intelligence, on building a sustainable winning identity. If this rumor solidifies, Boston could send a message across the league that it no longer needs to chase trends, it creates them. The thought of Tatum gliding off screens, Brown slashing, and VUCEVIC orchestrating from the high post has ignited imaginations. It's not official, not even close, but it already feels real in the hearts of those who've waited so long to see their team ascend again. From a tactical standpoint, analysts are beginning to draft mock lineups and simulate rotations, trying to visualize how VUCEVIC would fit into the Celtic structure. Would he start alongside Horford, or come off the bench to anchor the second unit? Could Joe Mazzulla design offensive sets that maximize his passing while preserving defensive integrity? These questions dominate sports radio across Boston. One popular theory suggests that VUCEVIC's presence could unlock a version of small ball that still protects the rim, allowing Tatum to play freely as a hybrid forward, while shooters orbit around VUCEVIC's gravity in the paint. The analytics crowd loves it. Spacing improves, rebounding stabilizes, and turnover rates could decline. Of course, skeptics counter that it might slow down Boston's transition game, but even they admit that the potential upside is massive. The beauty of this rumor lies in its uncertainty. It's a chess move still hovering in imagination. And yet, every discussion, every stat comparison, every hypothetical lineup brings Celtics Nation one step closer to believing this might not just be rumor. It might be destiny waiting for paperwork. Even as no official announcement surfaces, momentum continues to build, and the rumor has taken on a life of its own. Local Boston radio hosts joke that VUCEVIC is already signed in spirit, while YouTube channels dissect his synergy with Tatum using slow-motion highlights. The story has transcended mere speculation. It's become an emotional rallying point for fans yearning for a fresh chapter. Whether or not the deal materializes, it's reignited that contagious feeling of possibility that sports are built upon. The Celtics are once again the talk of the league, not for drama or dysfunction, but for potential, strategy, and vision. And that's rare. In a league obsessed with blockbuster trades, this feels different, calculated, quiet, confident. Maybe that's the real story here. Boston learning to win the long game. Whether VUCEVIC ultimately steps onto the TD Garden floor or not, his name has already stirred something powerful. A reminder that belief, speculation, and hope are all part of the same beautiful game. Fans are ready, commentators are captivated, and somewhere, in the hush of rumor and possibility, the Celtics' next chapter might already be writing itself. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.